Okay, so this video is all about prospecting strategies, and I'm so excited because it just kind of takes me back 5 years ago when I got started, when I was, trying out, learning and trying out all these prospecting strategies. It really gets me juiced up because this video, the whole thing, the whole goal is I'm gonna go over prospecting strategies that I have personally used. These are not something that I read in a blog or learned in a course, and I'm putting it over here. Each one is I learned somewhere. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Obviously, you just don't. You have to learn them somewhere, right? But then I personally implemented them at some point in time or the other in the last 5 years. And as I was putting this video, the slides for the video together, it kind of took me back to the days when I got started. So I'm going to be going over some funny stories, some examples of clients I acquired using these methods. But if you're getting started in this field, in SEO and rank and rent, or maybe if you've been in this space for some time, your mind's going to be, there's so many light bulbs going to go off because I'm going to give you quite a few, I think about 8 or 10 different prospecting techniques, strategies, however you want to call it, that that's going to get you some quick cash flow going. That's going to get you your foot in the door, where you can then upsell SEO in some cases. So we'll go over that, okay? Now, before we go into all that, a couple of things you need to understand is there's three stages or three types of audience, if you may. One, the majority of the people, they are not aware of who you are. They don't know you. They don't know what service you offer. They just don't know you, okay? That's what the majority of obviously the people in the market out there is going to be, your prospects going to be there. And these prospecting strategies would be good to get your foot in the door, to them. Then there's going to be a smaller percentage who know you. They're aware of you. They do, they know that you do something with organic traffic and SEO and rank and rent and leads and things like that. They don't know too much about you, but they know you exist somewhere. That's a smaller percentage, and this is also going to help you big time. And then there's the very tiny percentage, which is they know you and they know you offer SEO, or they know what the service you offer and they need you right now. Okay. And so when you approach that market, that segment of the market with these prospecting strategies, you're going to get some quick clients. Trust me on that. I'm putting this prospecting strategies video together because I have this course now for 1 year. We got 100 or so members now. I'm slowly kind of getting to scale this course out there. And the number one question in the 100 beta members, if you will, keep getting back is, hey, I know rank and rent works. The money's there. It's going to come, but it's going to come in 3-4 months. How can I get some money right now? Even $1,000 a month is going to help me. And so if you're in that stage where you need a quick $1,000 a month at least, this is going to be something that you're going to take a deeper look at. Okay, and then of course we're going to go into some technical details also. So a couple of things you need to understand is, in any market, any sample size, whether you're sending out cold emails, whether you're knocking on the doors of local businesses, whether you're cold calling, whether you are doing Facebook ads, whether you're doing newspaper ads, TV ads, it doesn't matter. Any sample size, any market that you take, there's only about 3% who are active buyers. They're only 3% they're going to go and buy right now. Okay, I learned this from Chet Holmes, who's got an excellent book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. You may want to look him up. It gives you some great information. But basically, what you say is, you just walk into, you can walk to you walk into an auditorium, walk into a building, just go out to the street, and if you yell out anything, if you just yell out, hey, how many of you are looking to buy a car now? Out of 100 people sample size, most likely 3 people will raise their hands because they are in the market right now. So when you do cold emails, when you do cold calling, when you do whichever of these prospecting technique strategies I'm going to talk about, it's only 3% that's going to raise their hands and say, talk to me, I'm in the market for your service. It could be SEO, it could be leads, it could be rank and rent, whatever your service is. But then the 1/3 of the market, okay, 30%, they are aware of the solution. They are the warm market out there. They know that they have a problem, and they probably know what the solution is. So in this case, in our case, if you send out, let's say, 1,000 emails, okay, 30%, 30 people, I mean 3%, 30 people are going to say, yep, talk to me now. One third, 30% is going to say, I know I need a CEO. I just don't know if it's going to be you. That's the aware of the solution. Okay. Another 30% is going to be aware of the problem. Okay. Then the problem is they know that they don't have enough leads for their business, enough customers, enough clients or leads in the pipeline. They know the problem. They may not know if the solution is SEO or Facebook ads or rank and rent or buying leads. They don't know that, but they're aware of the problem. And then the final 30% of the market, the sample size, they're not aware of anything. These are business owners. They're not our customers anyways. They just start a business and they're just either happy where they are or they're not happy where they are, but they just don't know any better. They just keep on going on. Even if you offer them, a suitcase of cash and say, hire me, and I'll give you this much cash, they're going to say, I don't need you. So we don't care about them. But these prospecting strategies going to help you with these. So just a graphical representation. If you see here the 3% that buy now, they would be the ones who would purchase right now. If in any typical sales funnel, if you see, the 3% is really the people who are going to buy now. The lead nurture phase you see there, they are in various levels of interest. They may be highly interested, or they may be considering you, or they may have the intent that they need you. They need a solution, but they don't know if it's going to be you. That's the bulk of the 60% of the people that over a period of time with some cold email nurturing, we're going to get them also. So it could be cold email nurturing, it could be any type of different nurturing, but you get the idea. So just a graphical representation. But let's get into the meat and potatoes, okay? Prospering techniques. Like I said, Chet Holmes, Holmes, his book Ultimate Sales Machine. If you're into any type of business in sales, I would recommend that book. He talks about the Dream 100, okay? And Russell Brunson then also talks about it. He takes it from Chet Holmes. He talks about it. But basically, what it is you need to identify a niche. Okay, most people out there, most marketers, almost all of them agree that you need to identify a niche that you're going to service. So in this case, this module is all about selling SEO, getting prospects and clients. So you're able to sell SEO as a service, so you get some quick cash flow going, right? The number one you need to do is identify a niche. Now, niche could be an industry, like let's say the HVAC industry, or you could go after lawyers, or you could target dentists, or you could target, could be anybody, any contractor or plastic surgeon or whoever, but you identify an industry or a niche. Or I also personally think that niche could also be a service. So when I started out, pretty much offering a lot of things, SEO. I started with SEO, but then I said, okay, I could do print ads, I could do email marketing, I could do Facebook ads, and I quickly realized I was like, all over the place, and so I just decided I'm gonna just focus on one thing. Initially, it was SEO, okay. Only then it kind of morphed into rank and rent because I got sick and tired of dealing with a lot of clients. But you could also do that. So you could either go niching into one industry, or you could go into one vertical and say, I'm only specializing in this one service, which is SEO, but I do SEO for anybody. It could be HVAC, it could be plumbers, it could be lawyers, it could be dentists, it doesn't matter. Or you could go the geolocation way and you say, I offer only this service in only this city. In my case, the state of Michigan or whichever city you're in. Okay. So either ways, what you want to do is, it is your chances of seeing success are higher when you niche down. Instead of you saying, hey, I'm a marketer, I can do everything, I'm a jack of all trades. If you go and position yourself in a way that you say that, hey, I am a SEO specialist, I specialize in ranking your main keywords. Or you could say I only work in Michigan and only in the plumbing niche. That's going to be more effective instead of you saying I can do everything. Okay. When was the last time you hired a I know everything guy for a specialist work? Think about it. So anyway, one of the best ways I would suggest if you're just starting out is join a BNI. BNI is basically Business Network. Let me go there. So here it is. Business Network International. Every state and every city has a BNI network. It's about a $500 one-time fee to join. I think it's a yearly contract. But I remember joining it. I was there for about a year and a half. And this is how it works. In every city, there's a BNI network or a chapter, as they call it. You can apply, and they would, it's the qualification process is very simple. You just need two recommendations from two business owners, and pay $500, and they'll take you in. The only caveat is that there should not be any other person from your industry in that chapter. So, as an example, let me see if I can find chapters in, this is BNI in Michigan, right? So if I go here, these are all the BNI chapters in different cities. So there's one in Rochester Hills. They meet up every Tuesday at 7 a.m. There's one in Troy, Michigan. They meet up every Wednesday at 7 a.m. So you get all these cities and timings and days. And every week at 7 a.m., all of you in part of that chapter, you meet in one specific location, and you just kind of go a round table about one, you do a 2 minute a pitch, if you will, about yourself and what your service is. But the main thing is you should be able to send referrals to other folks in your business chapter. Okay, so example, let's say if I want to go and join, here we are, right? I clicked on this chapter, which is in my case, Rochester Hills. There are 14 members out there. And you can see one is a real estate guy, one is a cleaning company guy, one is a bank. This is another real estate, but a different specialty in real estate. If you see that this person versus this person, then there's a financial guy, there's a legal guy, there's a apparel trades. I do not see internet consulting. So most likely he's going to be a internet marketing guy. And if you are applying in the same position in the same industry, they will not take you. So you may have to go and find a different BNI chapter. And in this case, you could go to a different. It doesn't have to be in the city that you live in. You could go to anywhere else. So let's say I'm in the city of Birmingham. Tuesdays. This is the one that I went to. There were about 35 or so that time. 12. So maybe not this one. There's a different Birmingham. Let me see if I can find that. Maybe it's this one. Okay, let's see. Not sure, but let's just pick one of these. Let's say 17 people. Did I pick up the stream or not? Hold on one second, guys. So this is the one that I had joined when I initially got started. Bill Ellison is the main guy. But if you see, there's one lawyer, one furniture guy, one insurance guy, one real estate guy, and the whole idea is you get to pass referrals to them. So on that specific day, you all meet up, you sit around round table, and then you get up and say, I am so and so, I offer these services. And then I say, oh, I also have 2 referrals for you and you. So you kind of build goodwill over time. But as a new person starting out, what it helped me do was I got to figure, you get to meet with them individual and you learn about their pain points and things like that. And I closed my first dentist client from here. He paid me $2,000 a month for SEO. He was a client for 6 months. Then he became, we had to do a web redesign. He gave me a couple of referrals. So that's what you get, basically. It's a BNI. It's a good way for you. Other people have to give you referrals basically, and then you have to give others referrals. And you can always, once you build over time, you build a relationship, you build some trust, and if you put in $500 and join this network or chapter, BNI chapter in your local BNI chapter, you will make more than $500 back. That's the whole idea. You can also join the Chamber of Commerce. This is a little bit, it's either free or like a $30 if I remember. I'm not too sure. And it's the same concept. You just get to meet a few members who are part of the local chamber of commerce, your local chamber. In my experience, my chamber of commerce, the people who were there were not as hungry. They were not hungry business folks as the guys in the BNI group were. So I stopped going to the chamber of commerce thing. But again, you get to meet business people out there, right? I also started initially going, I did some speaking engagements in different meetups. If you just go to meetup.com, I'm not even going to pull up the website, but there's so many different meetups. And you can go and start your own meetup. You can go and there's so many different ways you can think about it, right? I'll give you these ideas. You can take which you want and go run deep with it, because you could be a guy who loves public speaking and maybe speaking engagements are the way for you. Or maybe if you're somebody who don't want to meet people, I'll show you something else like a lump email, which is coming on later. So these are different ideas, but I did do a couple of speaking engagements, and I did get some business owners who were interested, but none of them became clients, but I had the experience. The other thing you could do is you could go to Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and basically become a seller. So Fiverr.com, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of a marketplace where people offer different services. You can become a seller. Go over here, click on become a seller, and then all you have to do is I think they have a small exam you need to pass, where you can then create a gig and people find you and they order, and then you do so quick cash, things like that. That's Fiverr. It's a little bit of a cheaper. The the image is not all that great also, but at the same time, the people come to you. And then there's Fiverr Pro, which is a little bit of a high end. There is a more of a what do I say, a higher vetting process, a more detailed vetting process. But then you can charge higher prices. Look at these guys, $500, $700, $800. As a matter of fact, I'm in the process of helping Fiverr revamp this Fiverr Pro as we speak. It's October 2019 right now. So you may see a lot of changes happening, and I may be one of the guys who are in the know, so that's something you can do. Or you could go to Upwork.com. That's another place where you can go and sign up. You can sign up as a freelancer agency, or you can sign up and agency or a freelancer, and you could post jobs. So I don't want to get into details, but this is also a couple of ways I had I had made some quick money when I started out. Yellow Pages book. This involves cold calling. I don't want to go deep into it, but everybody knows about Yellow Pages. There's a whole book out there, Yellow Pages book, which is a physical book that sometimes you get at home, or if you just walk into a local Walmart or a Kroger or something in the US, or a similar a supermarket or a store in outside of the US. There's so many thousands of businesses advertising in the Yellow Pages, and if you are not afraid of picking up the phone, you can actually pick up the phone and talk to them and say, hey, I can do better for you, and get your foot in the door. Again, it's a sample size. I'm not going into detail on what to talk to them. I'll be covering sales and scripts in a different module. You can watch that, but you get that. Something that people don't know too much is the Yellow Pages YouTube channel. If you go over here, there's Yellow Pages. It's got 20,000 videos. If you click on that, these are videos that businesses pay $700 to $1,000 one time to Yellow Pages, and Yellow Pages creates a custom video for them. But if you look at this, the hidden secret here is this was 4 months ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, very few and far between. That's what comes up when you search Yellow Pages. But what you want to do is go to channels, click on that, and then click on this. There's only a few people who know about this, only 3,000 people. If you click on that, then you see videos which are, look at that, 4 hours ago, this guy had paid, he probably paid $1,000 to create this video, 1 minute video, okay? And there's a different training video in my course where I talk about how you want to take one of these videos and optimize it in a way that you're able to rank him for a long tail keyword and reach out to him. So that's something you can do. Look at this. He had this done today 4 hours ago, 0 views. And he probably, if you look at it, it just, it's a video that Yellow Pages charges a lot. It's about $1,000 if I'm not wrong. That's what I heard. And just 4 hours ago, the heating and equipment systems 4 hours ago, the Social Security attorney 4 hours ago. All his lawyers, they have cash and they have no idea anything about marketing. And all you want to do is look up these guys. These are hot buyers right now. These guys have paid money 4 hours ago, okay, like a day ago. And you can reach out to them. And there's a whole specific way on standing out standing out from other marketers, where I talk about in a different module. You should look it up. It's called Yellow Pages, I guess. I'll put the link to it also if you want the video, but there's a video in my course where I show you how to take this existing video of this person here, and then you you download it and then upload it to your YouTube channel, and you rank it for a keyword like, this guy is in Pennsylvania. You rank it for the keyword for some lawyer in Pennsylvania. You may not be able to rank him fast for lawyer in PA, but like a long tail lawyer, best immigration lawyer in this city in Pennsylvania. And he's going to rank number one in YouTube and Google because it's a long tail keyword. And then you send that to the lawyer, and you cannot provide value in advance. That's something. But that's about Yellow Pages. And then of course there's neighborhood coupon books. A lot of, like, if you just open your eyes into your local city, and even if you're in a city of 100,000 or 50,000 people, there's plenty of opportunities to make a quick $500 a month, $1,000 a month, because there are businesses who don't know what to do. One of the earliest things I did, and there's a cool story here, is the lumpy mail. And I'll show you what I did with lumpy mail. Is basically, this is what a lumpy mail is. It's just a piece of direct mail that's not flat, that has some kind of a product or something inside that makes it look lumpy, and it stands out. So if you send out a lumpy mail to somebody, a lawyer or a dentist or a tree service guy or any business owner, this is going to stand out because they know there's something inside and he's going to open it. So you could keep stuff like a stress ball, a magnet, like small things you can buy for $1 or less in a dollar store, and send these mails out. One of the things that I did is what I would do is with either with Yellow Pages, and I learned this from a marketer called Hung Lee, who's a pretty decent marketer. Is basically he would take a screenshot or a photo of anybody advertising in the Yellow Pages, right? And then he would put this, and I tweaked it to suit my business. And I'll give you the swipe file. You can take it. But basically, he sends a lumpy mail and says, "Hey, um, is this being effective to you? Turn your page. Look, there's so many people searching for you. Why don't you let me show you how I can fix it?" Stuff like that. He just stands apart with a foot in the door. So I took this, and this is what I did. Um, I did lumpy mail, but instead of targeting folks who are advertising in Yellow Pages, I targeted people who are advertising in AdWords. You can see this is a pretty old snippet of Google. It's about 3, 4, 5 years ago. But basically what I did was I sent out about 20 lumpy mails to 20 different dentists in the Ann Arbor area. Ann Arbor is a city close to me. And I took a screenshot. This is one of the examples I sent. It takes some work. You have to print out 10 different, we got to print out 3 pages at least, and all that. But it's worth it if you can get $1,000 a month client. And I sent out these direct mails, sorry, which basically I wrote this. I said, "Hello, Dr. So-and-so. I wonder what people do when they see your Google ad." And I took a screenshot of his ad, his or her ad. I searched for Ann Arbor, whatever my keyword was, and I clicked on his specific paid ad. And then I said, nowadays, potential customers educate themselves online before making an informed decision, especially when they're looking for the best, your niche in your city. And then I told them there are at least 500 customers looking for you in Google month in and month out. I gave a screenshot from Google Keyword Planner. That time it was free. Now you could use keywords everywhere or Ubersuggest, it doesn't matter. And then I said, hey, listen, all of these people are searching for you. Even if only 10% become your customer, that's 50 new clients every month, right? And so I'm providing him some value, education-based marketing. And then I say, how can you fix it? We can get you ranked in Google for your main keyword, and also put up other stuff, other stuff like Facebook, YouTube. All I'm asking is a 30-minute free consultation. And I did this, and out of 20 I sent out one time, I remember, for this specific Ann Arbor dentist, 3 people, so that's more than 10%, called me. The dentist office receptionist or the admin, whoever called, 3 people called, and I had 3 consultations, and one of them became a client. She paid me $1,000 a month, I believe, for 3 months, and then she just stopped paying, stopped picking my phone calls, stopped everything. I have no idea why. I did do a decent job for her, but that was the initial days for me, and I knew this would work. So the cost to send out a lumpy mail, it could be postage, print a small lumpy piece of something. It could be probably three, four, let's say even $5 a piece to send out. You spend $50, right? To send 10, but you're landing one client, okay, at $1,000 a month. Is it going to be worth it? Absolutely. Even if your percentage is going to be worse and you send out 50 of these at $5 each, that's $250. You land one client, that's $1,000 a month, month after month. And if you're a little bit decent, you're gonna get rank and get a better percentage. But you get the idea, right? That's what lumpy mail is. And then you can go in and search so many different ideas all about lumpy mail, how to lumpy mail ideas, stuff like that. One other thing I did was, and when it came to lumpy mail, I stuck a dollar bill. I pinned or stapled a dollar bill to this specific and I sent out to lawyers. I remember this time, and I basically said, "Hey, do you like to waste money? If so, here's a dollar bill." And I basically again I pointed out and saying, "Look at your AdWords. You're wasting money because if your competitor clicks on you on your ad, you're wasting money. Rather than that, why don't you pay?" Why don't you do SEO and get organic or something along those lines? But you get the idea. It was basically the same thing, educating them about the number of searches and why organic is better than paid ads. But instead of just emailing them, I would do lumpy mails, lumpy direct mail, where postage. I remember I do that. My wife would help me and all that. This is when I was getting started. It was exciting. So definitely something everybody should try out because not too many people do direct mail these days, and you'll be surprised how much it works. So that's about lumpy mail. And that's the story about the dentist I got. And then she stopped paying me after 3 months. But that built a lot of confidence in me because one, it was money, $1,000 a month, one of my first SEO clients. Two, it showed me that if I send out 10, 20, whatever sample size, there is always a market. Somebody's going to respond. Okay. The next prospecting technique is targeted referrals. If you already have clients, this is one of the easy ways to get some clients. If you don't have clients, obviously this doesn't, you don't have to do this. But basically what I do is I reach out to my clients and say, hey, I know you're paying me $1,000 a month. I will give you 1 month free SEO for every client that you refer, every business owner you refer who becomes a client. I've done that. I have successfully got 2 different SEO clients initially. One personal trainer. It was actually a personal trainer who referred me to another personal trainer. And then there was a hair salon lady who referred me her husband, who was a concrete guy. So that's something. There are other ways where you can get your foot in the door and then upsell SEO. Okay. One of the things that I did is another cool story here is a Google certified photographer. So if you go over here and if you just Google how to become a Google certified photographer, it'll give you all the information on how to do that. Basically, you just have to get a Google certification. And the way you need to do is you need to be able to upload at least 50 images to Google, to Google servers via the Street View app. This link gives you all the details. Just Google this. But the cool thing is once you become a Google certified photographer, you would be at google.com, your name and contact information would come in. And you'd be surprised, business owners actually come over here and they can call you. So I'm searching in Michigan, and these are all the people who are Google certified photographers, okay? And once you become a Google certified photographer, you would actually get inbound phone calls where business owners will actually find you through Google and call you and say, hey, I need you to become a Google certified photographer. I need you to come and offer your services. And why that? Let me show you that. So let's say I'm searching for dentist in Chicago. I'm in Chicago, let's say, okay? A Google certified photographer, as a Google certified photographer, you can now get these images which are, you see those 3Ds. I want to see if any of these have 3D images. Okay, this one here, see that? You can actually take videos of his dental practice of the business owner's office or store or whatever, and then you can also, that can become 3D or however you want to call it, and then you can upload it to GMB. And there's a small element of ranking factor also in there. It's not huge, but there is a ranking factor there. It helps with ranking. You can use that to sell. But more than ranking, this is just a quick 30-minute job. Go take some pictures for 30 minutes. You'll be paid $700 to $1,000 a gig. And then you can upsell them SEO, PPC, however you want to do it. But you get the point, right? All you need is to get a specific kind of a camera. Let me show you if you can find the camera. It's a camera. So Google certified photographer camera for this. If you just look into this, yeah, the TW360 camera was a good one. There was one called Ricoh. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. So what I did was I went ahead, I hired a guy, a school kid, a college kid off of Craigslist. I bought a camera, the Ricoh TW, this camera. If you go and look into it in detail, it'll show you how it is. This one, I guess. Yeah, but a little bit different version of this was $180 or $200 something dollars. It's not 600, it's a little less than that. I bought that. I had him go take pictures. We became a certified Google certified photographer, and he started doing it for a couple of we would then cold email, and we would go and he did it for 2 different businesses, and then he disappeared with my camera. So that's I don't know if it's funny. It's funny now. At that time, I was really mad. So you want to make sure who you use as your employee, or you could use it yourself. But this is a great way where you can get some quick money. Even if you get 1 gig a month, that's a cool $600,000 a month, just for taking pictures. And then you also can upsell SEO. So that's about Google certified. You could also start with website design. I did that too. What I would do is I would go to something called themeforest.com. I would send out cold emails to businesses basically saying, hey, I could do websites for you for cheap. And I would get quite a bit of business owners interested and say, yep, how much is your website? And when I get an appointment with them, I would go to themeforest.com. And let's say, as an example, is a roofing prospect. You can search for roofing and it'll give you some awesome looking website templates and previews of that. So you click on this preview, you see that? It gives you how your roofing is going to look like. Your roofing website is going to look like. So even if you don't have a portfolio of a roofing portfolio, you can show an exact awesome looking preview of a roofing website. You just want to make sure you hide this, the themeforest.net and the buy now button. But there's so many of these. Let's say you do dentist, you find 500 dentist themes. You can find a few of those, show to them and say, which one do you like? They will say, hey, I like this and this and this. Just show a preview. These are all great looking websites. And then what I did was, again, I was in the dentist niche before I moved to lawyer. So again, I would do this. I would show this and they would say, I like this, this, and this. And then I would say it's going to be 1,000. One time it was a $4,000 website. That was one of my first websites. It was an automotive company, and then a dentist website for $1,500. And you could actually go hire a website designer off of Upwork.com or onlinejobs.ph. I show you in other models how to do that. Pay him $200. Buy this license for $59. He would do the work for you. So for less than $300, somebody's going to do the work for you. And you're going to design this and get your foot in the door. And then, of course, you upsell SEO and things like that. One of the other things I did initially, I did not have success with this, but is what I call the Alex Becker method. Some of you may know Alex Becker. He's all over the internet. At one time, he was selling SEO. He was one of the highest paid SEO guys once upon a time. But basically, what he would do is he would cold call businesses, say a dentist, and say, hey, I'm a local marketing company. I'm testing a few things. Would it be okay to rank you higher in Google for free and send you some extra clients? And he would call 10 different dentist offices, and invariably one of them is going to say, sure, yeah, I mean, you're going to do something for free and get me extra clients? Sure, right? So I did that too. I called. Most of them were like, no, don't touch my website without talking to me. But there was a couple who said, yeah, I mean, I don't care. If you got to do anything and get me extra clients, let's do it. But I did not get clients out of that. I did not follow up enough, different reasons like that. But again, that's a reason you can do it. Again, it involves cold calling. One other prospecting techniques that I used that I had pretty decent success was print marketing. You'd be surprised. A lot of us online marketers, SEO guys, are in SEO, but you'd be surprised how print marketing is still alive and well. So I came across this guy called Bob Ross. I have no affiliation with him. I don't even know if he's still offering this, but his website is highresponsemarketing.com. You get a ton of good content on local marketing and ideas and all that. You're welcome to look into that. But what he does is that he calls himself a wholesale printer. And so you could actually be doing print, like 9x2 cards, these direct mail postcards that send out. He would print them for a lot cheaper than the average printing company. And then you can upsell it, you can white label it, things like that. So what I would do, I would actually get what's called a 9x12 Bob Ross. Let me see if it comes up. Yeah, you see here the postcard samples. There's a ton of information over there, mostly in Warrior Forum and things like that. See, somebody asked is still working. I'm talking 2014 time when I got started in this industry. But I would get these 9x12 cards, which are pretty big. And then, yeah, this is how it's going to be, right? A big card with where you can put up different ads, and then you send it out. So then I went to my gym, I went to my dentist, I went to like different businesses that I go to anyways, and I said, hey, I'm trying this 9x12 thing out. And I will, you could buy advertising space for cheap, and we reach 1,000 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people. And I do what's called EDDM. And if you look up what EDDM is in USPS, it's basically everyday direct mail. I think every door direct mail. It's a way to send out postcards for a lot cheaper, like 9 or 11 cents per postcard. But then you cover the cost because you're sharing it with the different other businesses. And in one of these ads would be my ad, my SEO company, where I can bring leads. And I got a few calls from business owners because I would send it to 10,000 different, print ads and things like that. So that's another way you could do some, foot in the door kind of a thing. So I did that also. I don't want to go too much into detail. And then now we are doing Facebook ads and retargeting. I'm not going to talk about it right now in this module. It's already 40 minutes into it. But in a few months down the road, as we get more information, more results, I would definitely be updating the course with that. So hope it helped, guys. The whole idea is not to get hung up on, oh my God, which prospecting technique works. Try everything. I mean, some's going to work for you. That's what worked for me may not work for you, and things like that. So that's what I would recommend. Go through these, try your stuff, and see what works for you.